Arsenal board shake-up. Mikel Arteta is under pressure, if you believe Ben Jacobs. And Rodri has issued a rallying cry and quite simply, declared war on Sunday against Arsenal Football Club. Even Pep Guardiola's doing the mind game stuff about, oh my God, nobody talks about Arsenal spending or Liverpool's, but they do City's. In which, on one hand, you're true. On another hand, that's a lie. I can't speak for Liverpool where Arsenal's concerned because all you hear is Arsenal spent all this money under Mikel Arteta, £1 billion this year. We've had an unprecedented summer. 8 players have come in. We must win the league. We must win the league. I get it though, Pep Guardiola. There's a bit of mind games in going into the game. But we'll get into all of that, people. Obviously, Tim Lewis has left. Richard Garlick has become our new CEO, and there's a couple of changes at youth level. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Don't forget, check out the pinned message on YouTube. Big up the YouTube and Twitch ones, because on Sunday we will be doing a watch along for City versus Arsenal. Tomorrow we're watching Man United Chelsea, and we're going to watch the Merseyside derby. And appreciative to you lot that have been part of the watch alongs. You know what? From Tuesday to Thursday, we've watched not all the games, but we've watched a Champions League game. So yeah, big up yourself. Man said Martinelli finally found his Brazilian passport. Listen, less tranquillo with that, but I think Martinelli, obviously, if you get your chance and you take it and your form's out of this world, you deserve to start. But right now, you're a rotationary option. You're, coming off the bench against tired legs. You're a tool in the toolbox, per se. Skills is said. Ironic coming from Pep. We all know he's a checkbook manager. Bit disrespectful because, yeah, you could say that. But, I mean, he reinvented. Yeah, you could say Messi was always going to be a star. But at the end of the day, he made him a false nine, promoted bare people from La Masia, done great stuff, in my opinion. And, yeah, you could call him a checkbook manager. But I compare Pep Guardiola to like a top-ranking Michelin star chef. Like, if you've got a top chef that's a celebrity and cooks the best meals in the world, then you need to bring him the best ingredients, in which 9 times out of 10, Pep Guardiola has delivered. Eze on the left again. It'd be interesting. Honestly, I don't know what Arteta is saying. Is he going to not reinvent the wheel and go with the same lineup that's been there against Forest and Bilbao? Is he going to, is it a tactical thing? I'm not expecting it to be pretty. Naturally, whether we concede or not, I'm confident in us defensively in the defensive third. Midfield, I trust Mikel Arteta to nullify City equally. Pep will nullify Arsenal, so I think they'll cancel each other out. I think football's decided at both ends, and will we create enough chances? Will our players take it? And, at the end of the day, if we look at our summer signings, whether you rate these players or not, Gyökeres costs what, 50, 60, Eze 60 odd, Madueke is 50 odd, assuming they start. So with new additions, if we still can't put the ball in the back of the net, it's an issue. I'll be very upset if we don't beat City beyond the obvious, because I do think they're there for the taking. We have to respect them. They're Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, they've done all these things. But we played on Tuesday, they played on Thursday. Defensively, they look like they could be got at. And they've never been as weak as they have been in the last, four or five games at this moment in time in all comps and last season. So we have to make it count. It depends, man. As I was saying, is Mikel Arteta going to stick to the script, or is it one where it's a tactical thing? I'm not saying he's going to do this. I think Calafiori will play, but do you play Calafiori or Miles Lewis-Skelly? Does Marino play in midfield? Does Marino play up front? Does Martinelli come in on that left-hand side for Eze? Does Eze go into the 10? If Odegaard is somewhat fit, does Odegaard, apologies, come straight back into the lineup? There's a lot of things you can't really guess, if I'm honest with you, man. So it'd be interesting. Personally, I think he'll go with Odegaard if Odegaard is somewhat fit, purely because of, the press and all that kind of stuff. Even Mascara and Saliba. Do you bring Saliba back in? Do you, keep Mascara because he's in a good moment? He's not put a foot wrong. He deserves to play. If I'm honest, I'm happy I'm not the gaffer. I don't think there's any rights and wrongs. It's one of them where if you change things and it works, it's great. If you keep things the same and it doesn't work, there's going to be question marks. But you've got the squad, you've got the tools. Let's see what's going on, man. If it was up to me and I'm naming my starting 11, Raya, Saliba, assuming Saliba's fit, no knock on Mascara. It's just if you put a gun to my head, I'll hold anything that happens. But playing against Haaland, no disrespect to Mascara, playing against one of the best strikers in the world in the league. You got two of the best centre halves in the league, and before no time, Mascara will be there. So I will go Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, obviously. Nice. Gonna need White on that bench, if I'm honest with you. Subs will make the difference. Left back, part of me wants to go Lewis Skelly, just because I think both teams are going to be stinky in midfield. And Miles Lewis Skelly's a midfielder by trade. No slight on Calafiori. A part of me wants to utilize the tool that is Miles Lewis Skelly. But I would probably go Calafiori. Midfield for me, Declan Rice, Zubimendi. Obviously, I'd go Madueke on the right. Up front, Gyökeres, which just leaves the 10 and the left wing, innit? Odegaard. Odegaard and Eze. Eze on the left. Eze on the left. But I will be if I was Arteta, I will be changing things quickly. Like if it's not working by half time, Eze, you're going in the 10, Martinelli, you're coming off the bench. So it'd be interesting to see, man. Man got a promotion. Big up yourself, man. Emma, I assume you're saying you got a promotion. Big up yourself. That's what we like to hear, man. Saliba and Gabriel will pocket Haaland again. You just got to win the war. I expect Haaland to score. I expect Haaland to get the better of you. In the same way, if you're City, you're expecting Saliba and Gabriel to give him no change. Ultimately, football's decided at both ends. And I feel City can be got at defensively. I think their midfield, obviously, away from the talent, they're littered with talent, but I think it could be even because it's more of a tactical thing. But you've got a quality keeper in Donnarumma, in which the wounds are still open as Arsenal fans, owing to his exploits against PSG. And you've got Haaland. If it comes down to that, I don't know, man. Is Odegaard fit? I think Odegaard will be there. I'd imagine Mikel Arteta, if he isn't in the process of right now, he's having his press conference. So genuinely, we'll have to see exactly what's said, man. They put Martinelli when... What do you mean by that? Odegaard got a start. The way he and Havertz triggered the press last season against City at home was unreal. I know you can't take Napoli for gospel, but City have kind of changed the way they're pressing. You know, Foden's picking up form, Doku's picking up form, Rodri's issuing the rally call, Pep Guardiola's doing the mind games. Obviously, the wounds are probably still fresh with them getting battered 5-1. It'd be very interesting, man. I don't think there's any rights or wrongs. Big up Martinelli and Trossard, but Arteta, please let them do the squad thing off the bench. Appreciate you for listening on TV, Shane. My guy, my guy, my guy. Appreciative to all of you, like, however you're tuned in. We need the star boy back. We need Saka back. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be there. We've pulled off a result against City without him. I'd love to obviously have Saka on the right, but it is what it is. And again, the boy's on the bench. If Eze's on the bench for whatever reason, or Martinelli or Trossard, or more so, if I'm honest with you, Mascara and White, there's a part to play. Arteta always plays mind games with injuries to keep the op manager guessing. And they're both overthinkers. So, you know, Pep and Arteta, they will think about everything potentially. Zubi will show him levels. It's a big game for Zubimendi, man, if I'm honest. Yeah, apparently Ben said Arteta's under pressure. We'll get into all of that. Always disliked him after he scored the winner at the Emirates and ran towards the Arsenal fans. The game's the game. And to be fair, obviously Rodri's been out for a while. He looks a bit rusty. He looked a bit rusty against United, man. Quick one. Who's your creative outlet, Odegaard or Eze, or is it both? They're both creative players. They're both equally as creative. At this moment in time, I'd rather Eze. He's chomping at the bit. He's a bit more bullish. He's gassed that he's playing for Arsenal. Haven't seen him exposed in the 10. You know, the ability to carry the ball and things of that ilk. But then again, it's gonna be a crucial midfield battle. And I do think we get into a scary place where we talk about Martinelli going backwards and we talk about Odegaard pressing. But at the end of the day, if I'm saying I have faith in Mikel Arteta to lock down that midfield and Odegaard's fit, and you've got Rice and you've got Zubimendi, that's your first choice trio. You're going to need that. Will he go with Marino in midfield? I think that, you know, if it works, it's genius. But I think we saw, and Liverpool and City, granted, are not the same side, but I think we saw that's not the thing for us right now, man. If I'm honest, man. I don't think it's the thing for us, but they're both creative, man. In an ideal world, you get them both in the side, you get some interchanging movement. I wouldn't do it against City, and I can't see it, but I would love to see either Rice or Zubimendi, one of them dropped for a second, like, or just not start a game with them. So you've got one of them as the 6, you've got Odegaard and Eze as the rotating 8. Again, granted, I don't know what you do on the left. Well, you could have Wanyeri and Odegaard as the rotating 8s. Eze on the left. There's bare interchanging movement when moving mad. Havertz looked good before his injury. Do you know what? These are the games you need, Havertz. I'm not expecting it to be pretty. I mean, when you look at City and Arsenal going into the games, 2 interesting teams, interesting styles, plenty of talking points about both managers. But that's almost like, if this was a movie, that's like the trailer going into the game. Now, the actual game, and it sounds mad because we scored 5 goals, but typically it's not entertaining per se. Obviously, sorry, people, I'm just opening my window. Obviously, you know, the red card, apologies, at the Etihad added a bit of spice to the game last year, and there was bad blood going into the game at the Emirates. No one could have scored 5-1, but it's one of those games that sums up modern football 9 times out of 10. You've got 2 overthinkers, systemic football. They want people standing in certain places. They cancel each other out, and it's just decided by a moment of either brilliance or scrappiness or defined margins. And it'd be nice to win because obviously we didn't beat Liverpool. People can say what they want about Manchester City, but Liverpool, City, Arsenal are the 3 teams, if that, expected to fight for this Premier League trophy. So, you know, could you put City maybe not out of the Prem race, but could you lose ground? And obviously, I do think Liverpool are going to get better. But at the end of the day, the last 3-4 games in the Prem, they probably would say they've earned their lot, but they got a bit of the rub of the green taking maximum points. And you could extend that to Atletico Madrid. if we assume that this, whoever Liverpool are playing Everton actually, which we're doing a watch along, if we obviously assume that continues, people, and they drop points and their luck runs out, at least for this week, then we've clawed back some of the we've clawed back the 3 points that we obviously dropped against Liverpool. And I know our unbeaten top 6 record is ended, but we've lost one in like 2 years. Let's not make this a theme, innit? Let's not let this be a game where City are beating Arsenal. They've got their monkey off the back. That gives them a bit of form. They start moving, man. Big up the chair, man. Top form as always, man. Interesting thoughts. You're a smart guy, man. I need to get you on the platform, even though technically you're here. So, yeah. They'll put Martinelli. When he not scored, they'll critique him. They don't want to select him. Apologies. I think please check your sentences. Only because I can't answer what you're saying if it don't make sense, man. So, yeah, man. It's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic, man. But it'd be interesting. To be honest with you, I wish we were playing City tomorrow, man. I just want to get out of the way, man. I actually want to get out of the way. Smash the like button, people, and all those good things. Let me share my screen with you lot, man, and get your thoughts in and whatnot. Now, again, I did bring out a video earlier today, but if you've been under a rock, Tim Lewis to leave position as Arsenal executive vice chair. This was reported this morning by David Ornstein. So you would have seen that. Again, check out the video I've already posted. I've read this whole article out already, people. And there's going to be different other changes. We'll read that one in just a sec. But Arsenal.com have announced, Arsenal announces leadership and board update. Pardon me. We are delighted to announce that our managing director, Richard Garlick, will become our chief executive officer with immediate effect, CEO, if you don't know. He joined us in 2021 as director of football operations and has been at the club's helm for the last year in his role as managing director, leading the club's executive team. Alongside with this change comes evolution to our board of directors, led by co-chair Stan and Josh Kroenke. After 5 years with Arsenal, Tim Lewis steps down from the board and has left the club. Kroenke, Sport and Entertainment, Bella Baha and Otto Mali will join our board as non-executive directors, alongside long-time KSE advisor Dave Steiner. They will bring the KSE family closer together and offer a wide range of expertise to strengthen Arsenal. Producer and director Ben Winston, whose dad, he's Nepo baby, to be fair, and is a season ticket holder at the club for over 30 years, will also join the board as a non-executive director. So what does this all mean in layman's terms? This group will combine with our long-serving director, Lord Harris. Well, you're just Harris of Peckham to me. You're not no Lord to me. To bring diverse experience and knowledge from across finance, sport, retail, property development, media, and entertainment to support the club moving forward. Co-chair Josh Kroenke said, "We are delighted to promote Rich to CEO after an incredibly successful period as managing director of Arsenal. Rich has made an enormous impact on all fronts as we continue to strive to win major trophies." That's the only thing that really gets me going there, major trophies. What does that mean? You could say the FA Cup. I think everybody thinks that means Premier League, Champions League, maybe a byproduct of winning the Champions League. You're in the Club World Cup. Keep it moving, people. So, yeah, I like that. Be financially sustainable, which we do need to get better at that, and put our supporters at the heart of everything. At this moment, we'd like to thank Tim for his continued dedication and commitment to Arsenal in a period of transformational change for the club. Even when you look back here at not the summer that's just gone, last summer, with the whole Edu stuff, Bert has come in. There's been a bit, Jason Ito's gone. There's been a lot of chopping and changing, really. So be interesting to see how this all plays out, people. But yeah, they thanked him for his continued dedication and commitment to Arsenal in a period of transformational change for the club. He's played a pivotal role and ensured we are in a great position to continue to deliver on our strategy in our ambition to win major trophies. So major trophies has been said twice now. Okay. In keeping with our desire to always move forward, we will strengthen our board with some exciting additions who will bring vast experience to the club across a wide range of professionals. I'm just waiting to see who Berta gets to work alongside, because didn't David Ornstein say during the summer that there's plans to give Berta kind of his own team? Imagine what he could do with people aligned with his kind of remit based on what he's did already for the club. The group know and love Arsenal. Do they? Do they even know what Arsenal is? Or do all of them? And will bring a different skill set and expertise while injecting fresh thinking and energy to support us all to achieve our ambitions. The appointment of our new directors is subject to completion of Premier League owners and directors test, which you'd imagine there's no issues. Dave Horseman joins academy coaching team. We are delighted to announce that Dave Horseman has been appointed as our professional development phase elite player development coach. What a title that is. Smash the like button. Under the guidance of our head of academy coaching, Luke Hobbs, and academy manager Pep God, I'm reading two things at once. Per Mertesacker, that is. David will also be working closely with our academy coaches, including PDP lead Ken Gillard and under 21s head coach Matt Porter, to manage our under 19s in the UEFA Youth League and EFL Trophy, where we are soon to compete against League One teams Cardiff and Exeter, as well as League Two side Newport County. Now, I'm all for that. Big him up. Don't know too much about him. Big him up. We all want to see exciting stuff around the youth, but purely just whether it's under 19s, under 21s, academy football's dead. It's dead. It's dead. It don't help. Once you get to that level where physically you can cope, you speed of thought, you're playing against the same players you've been playing against, it doesn't prepare you for men's football. And I still think there's something there. If it was up to me, I personally think in England they need to do what happens in Spain, where you're in maybe not so much the championship, but you know, a lot of them Spanish teams, they've got B teams and they're in the Segunda. You can't get promoted, but you're playing against grown men where people are fighting to get promotion and all of those kind of things. So I do like the fact that they're in that competition and they will play Cardiff, Exeter, Newport and things like that. When I see Cardiff, I do think of Aaron Ramsey, obviously. So yeah, changes and more changes. I don't know if Ben Jacobs is credible. Don't shoot the messenger. What do you lot think of this? Ben Jacobs has said, what I'm told will basically happen is Arteta will be back. There's no suggestion he's going to go. There's no pressure on him at the moment in terms of a stated goal or win or you're going to lose your job. I mean, David Ornstein confirmed that in the summer. But naturally, Andrea Berto will quite dispassionately look at whether Mikel Arteta has got the best out of the resources made available to him. There will be an end of season review. I mean, probably happens every year at all clubs, including us. That is not a case of will he or won't he keep his job. It's just to be constructive, critical, and work out exactly where this Arsenal project is. Now, the only thing with Mikel Arteta is getting over the line. That's it. Obviously, no man's without faults. We can nitpick at tactics, but you ain't won silverware. I don't agree with this rhetoric people having that if he got sacked by Arsenal tomorrow, I'm not saying he's going to rock up at Real Madrid or whatever. And I'm not saying he'll get a job immediately. But if just someone trying to be fair, and I'm not no Mikel Arteta sexual, if he left Arsenal, he will not be out of a job for long. Those that understand football know what I'm getting at. You don't have to like the man. You can call him whatever you want. Don't be an idiot. All the statistics are there. The defensive stuff, the way that his peers, his other managers talk about him, the things he's done. He's a good manager. I'm only interested now, are you going to win things for Arsenal? And if you don't, that question has to stay. But it is redundant, if I'm completely honest with you, because the man's got a 50 million a year deal. All the language, obviously things can change. We all know if you put up a proper fight for the league title and don't necessarily win silverware, you're not necessarily going to get sacked. So it's not that we can't critique the manager. It's a redundant conversation. I know it sparks rage bait. It gets everyone, you know, drawing up battle lines and it makes for a good title on YouTube, but it's redundant. I might even feel full guilty of that, but it's redundant. But nonetheless, do we believe in any of this? Suggestions that Mikel Arteta is under job pressure rather than just pressure to win are wide of the mark. Yeah, pressure to win. And now you've got everything. There's no hiding place, bro. You got the tools. You got the toolbox. Use it. And that's all we want. Are wide of the mark. These two things should be distinguished. The project warrants Arteta winning, but if he doesn't, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be out of a job. I disagree with this project thing. The project's done, bro. The project was to get us back being competitive. We've been competitive for 3 years, bordering 4 if you include this year. The project's done. It's over the line. We're one of the best teams in the league. We're one of the best teams in Europe now. We're not the best. We're not invincible, but we're a decent outfit. Really, we get criticized for being good defensively. We got hammered for actually winning against City 5-1. We get hammered for celebrating. We get hammered for not spending money. We get hammered for spending money. I don't care about none of that. I want that. Bring all the smoke. It's about time this football club, and pardon my language, fucking shuts people up now. Please. Because there's too much talking and it won't. The goalposts move all the time. What do people say? Oh, the Invincibles had 12 draws. Bearing in mind, they didn't lose a game, but that's the bottom line. You can say what the hell you want. They're invincible. You can say whatever you want about Jose's sides. They've done what they've done. Pep's side done what they've done. Wenger's, Klopp's, Slot even in recent times. Luis Enrique at PSG. And you get where I'm going. It's about time to shut people up. And if you're not ready to go to war, is it impossible? No, but it's extremely improbable. The Champions League throws up many twists and turns. Liverpool, they've not even got into full gear and they've taken maximum points. And I think they are a level, they've earned that right to be stated they're a level above everyone. We need to exhaust all the weaknesses at our football club and take it to a certain level. Just get over the fucking line, bro. Got the squad. We have the squad now. And we've got it. Just go do this. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts, man. We are now a team without the crown. Go get the crown, man. Go get the crown, man. Then the Emirates for me will really feel like home. Cess is cooking. I would take Cess. Give me Luis Enrique, man. I can't lie, big up Arteta, but if Luis Enrique was available tomorrow and he genuinely was on joining Arsenal and all those things, I'm sorry, Arteta, the game's the game. Because he does all the stuff you do, but he does know how to let the man attack and whatnot. And the game's the game. So yeah, man. They'll put Martinelli when he's not scored, then they will critique him. They don't want to select him. Listen, you score 1 week, you're a hero. You play rubbish the next game, you're rubbish, then you're a hero. Football fans are emotional. I'm not saying it's wrong, but some Arsenal fans were saying Odegaard's better than Ozil. Now he's mad crap. And it's going to be said this, that, and the other, man. Some are nitpicking at Gyökeres, and I need Gyökeres to bag against City. Don't care how he does it. DG, I just want to see silverware now. The team has a lot of promise, in my opinion. It does, bro. It does. Now, this team ain't going to be together for like 6 or so years, but brother, Arsenal fans, look at the Emirates era. We would have died for a one Timber, even a one Mascara, one Gabriel, one Saliba, maybe one Lewis Skelly, Calafiori. We got all of these guys. We've got all of these guys. We've got a great defensive unit. We've got great defensive ethos. We're a stubborn outfit. I think we stop ourselves. That's not to say we're the biggest and baddest and no one can stop us, but I think there's many, like big up Pemenya. Me and him had a debate on the platform. Go and check that out. He was saying, what do you mean Gyökeres 15 goals is a good season? I said, I want 20 goals from Gyökeres. But I'm never going to sit here and lie to you. Look, in the 4 or 5 games we've seen this season, generally, are we creating to the standard? And I'm not expecting that to change. The season's just started. Again, I know these processes take time. It is off the back of last season. But if I see what I'm seeing in that we're not really creating that much, I don't think it's sustainable to get 20 goals. Of course, by hook or by crook, individual brilliance, take a couple pens, it can happen. I think we can control our controllables. Like all of our problems are internally. When I look at my team and we're in our final form, we're attacking, we're defending, the manager's game, tactics, everything is great. Then I'm looking at Liverpool. Then I'm looking at City. And I do think in the last 3 years, we have shot ourselves in the foot. We are the reason we ain't won trophies. When it's all said and done, man can talk about injuries, can do all these things. These were controllables we didn't control. For example, this season, God forbid, Arsenal fans. But if bodies start, even though we got injuries now, if bodies start dropping like flies to the scale of last season, now I will say the club and the manager are unlucky because you actively tried to build the squad. Last season, it just really just put under the magnifying glass that we don't have enough players, man. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I don't like hypes for the game. Before the game, a played-based talking is. Nelly Kelly, appreciate you, but I really don't know what you're saying there. Please, can we proofread our sentences? Because I want to be able to interact with you lot. I'm doing good, Nems, man. Hope you're doing well and safe as well. Is it about winning for the board or just making bread? Well, naturally, probably about making bread, but winning makes you bread, no? Obviously, everyone in the Premier League, gets paid, but according to where you finish, you get a bit more. Obviously, the longer you go on in the Champions League, you get a bit more. Clearly, this club needs to get better at selling players, whether there's first-team players that are past their sell-by date, whether that's sourcing young players from all over the world, and if they progress to our first team, Bob's your, we're happy as Larry, Bob's your uncle. If it doesn't, we sell you, is what is. Like, look at Martinelli. Whatever you say about Martinelli, if the trigger comes to sell my man, we got him for 6 million. He's more than repaid that. He's been at the club for a couple of years. That's going to make us some bread. So you need to, there's nothing wrong about with wanting bread, but we need to get better at that kind of stuff. We need to win. And even that, you win the Champions League, you're in the Club World Cup. Look at the Club World Cup. And I hate the scenario that we're in, Arsenal fans or football fans, better yet, that we're talking about money and all these things. Like we just want to enjoy the game. But look at the money on offer in the Club World Cup. The foreign teams are laughing. Juventus, I don't even know all them foreign teams apart from PSG because they're loaded. They're laughing because their league starved them. They're not getting bread like that. If the real Super League comes, I think the Super League's here already with the Champions League. But if the real Super League comes, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, all of them tomorrow, because the Prem is up there for P's, them lot are down there. I knew the game was fucked, pardon my French, when I saw AC Milan and with the greatest of respect, Bournemouth going toe-to-toe for a player. Bournemouth won. Crazy works. So yeah, man, this team, for the last couple, for the majority of our time at the Emirates, we've not seized the future. Now it's about winning, man. It's about winning. I know we're not supposed to win every year, and I'm not entitled and all that gaslighting stuff they do. So yeah, Haaland, Foden, and Doku are in form right now. I can't lie, this game might be a toss-up. It's City. I know City were poor last season, but they're a good team with a great manager with great players. Doku does look like he's finding form. To be fair, he did it against United. He barely scraped relegation, and he did it against the 10-man Napoli. I'm trying to water it down a bit, but you do have to focus about that. Foden's a very good player. Haaland's Haaland, isn't it, really? Man, I still on to Rashford. I think it's a good close game, but I expect like Liverpool, and hopefully we score and shut down Haaland. I've got faith in our defense. It's just I don't know if we're going to create chances. I don't know if we're going to take our chances. If we do, great, but I don't know if we're going to look back and think what's going on. Arteta has a lot of credit in the bank. I disagree. Credit for what? And I don't mean that in a disingenuous way. And I know we could get a new manager, it could get worse, it could get better. Again, if you're in a relationship with a woman and you're not happy, are you going to stay because you don't believe that you could do better, or are you going to take a chance? My thing is, until we get over the line, I'm on everything. That's persisting with Mikel Arteta. That's maybe every year, God forbid, this year, isn't the same as the 3 previous years. Every year that we're kind of messing about, I'm on trying something else because my only objective is to get us over the line. We are closer to doing it than we've ever been. We are closer to getting over the line than the other way. And that's not to discredit Mikel Arteta. At the end of the day, bro, you showed big bollocks to take this job. If you left today versus when you walked in, whatever people have to say, we're in better stead. You've done great things. We're competing, we're doing all of these things. There's all the statistics. You've got credit for all of that. I applaud you. But what credit? Ultimately, you're dying by the standards you set. Because you're telling man about trophies. We just saw Josh Kroenke say, we are a major trophy. So if we don't get over the line, what's going on? And when I cut the romance, big up yourself, Mikel Arteta. But when you cut the romance, at the end of the day, this is a job. And again, this is Arsenal FC. This ain't Saka FC. This ain't Arteta FC. You've done well. You've done very well as a manager in your first year. Even when I isolate Arsenal, your first 2 years in the Champions League, there's a lot to like about Mikel Arteta as a manager. But it's about getting over the line. And until you get over the line, are you the man or are you the man before the man? In the same way, Wenger sweated to pay off the Emirates. And in a way, Arteta is enjoying the fruits of his labor. We all know selling Anelka actually kicked off Haaland. It's still producing players, which you're seeing in Arteta's squad. We're in a great financial position where you're seeing the money we're spending now. Obviously, the stadium, we've paid it off and all of those kind of good things. What credit? So that what I mean by that is Wenger's done that. Arteta might be the guy to steady the ship, turn the lights on. The next one might be the guy to, I don't know, do a slot thing, just come in and do whatever. And we've got to remember, when we remove the romance, bro, this is a massive job. This is a massive job to have. It's Arsenal. You are laughing. You have been given this job. You have had, undoubtable amounts of freedom. You've won every bit of player power. You've been given a lot of responsibility and a lot of power. I don't want you to just be the manager for the sake of it and learn everything you learn. Maybe go somewhere else and say, "Rah, that never worked at Arsenal. Let me do this." Because I think Arteta is going to he is a good manager. I think he's going to go down and be a great manager. Not saying you're going to be Carlo Ancelotti. I think you're going to win things. You're going to do great things. I'm only interested if you did at Arsenal. I don't want apprenticeship served here for no reason. And again, all of that's done. Arteta even said it himself before the game. Before the season started. What did the man say himself? The manager that these lot needed 3-4 years ago, or whatever it was, is not the same manager now. It's down to you and the boys. I think the club let down the players last season, and I think they let down the fans. Let's get over the line in something, man. Let's get over the line. I think I'm not saying you, but I do think there's a lot of disingenuousness about Mikel Arteta externally, but no one don't care about the externals. They can say what they want. They're going to say what they want. They've got agendas internally. People move like, some sides move like he can walk on water. Some man move like he's mad crap. The truth is in the middle. You're a talented manager. You're a good manager. You've done good for us. Can you get over the line? Every year you don't. Have to be open to something. That's just me, man. DG Teta concerns me. He'll play ultra defensive, but not test City. No service to Gyökeres. I want D pause. What? But he needs to take on City. It's going to assume you want 3 points. Going to assume you meant 3 points. The Zubimendi Rice double pivot is looking stale. I can't lie. Arteta needs to pick one. It's not going to get there. It's how many times have they played together? You're not going to see it gel fully, but it's going to need, admittedly, it's going to need to bloody work. It's going to need to bloody work on Sunday, I'll tell you that. But then even that, the midfield battle, is he going to go? Because somebody mentioned it. Gyökeres can score goals, but are they going to provide him with a service? Or is he going to get Marino to drop into midfield? Obviously, we've got the inverted left back coming into midfield. So that's essentially, there's 5 Arsenal players in midfield 9 times out of 10. Is he going to go with that? Or is he going to try something different? And I can be annoyed about the lineup in game. I'm going into the game, but in game management, because Liverpool weren't happy, Mikel Arteta. I think Zubimendi and several players could have come off earlier. I can't predict the free kick, but you could kind of stop the sequence of play which led to the free kick. I just need to see a bit different, because I do think Managers make changes, and they know that you are not necessarily going to change things. We want to get to a scenario we've never been, naturally. So these players are going to have to show us something they ain't showed us before. Arteta's going to have to be something he's never been before, because none of you have won the Premier League at Arsenal. You flirted with it. We had that great year where we didn't expect it. Ultimately, you know, Robbo didn't give you Saliba is the theme of how it ended. The last year, we ran it to the last day of the season. We did finish second last year, but it was a whimper. Let's be honest. We was in that weird little realm where we're better than the runs behind us. We're not catching Liverpool. We're just stumbling to the finish line. Let's hope it's the fourth time lucky, man. We need a manager like Bone Crusher. Never scared. Take on City. Go at them. I agree and disagree. I don't want us to go gun ho against City, but I want us to smell blood. I think we approach games. It sounds dumb, but too logical. Like, I think we need 95% logic, and I think we need 5% of illogical things. Look at the Real Madrid game. Arteta, tactics spot on. At home, especially, let's focus on that. Tactics spot on, but that healthy randomness. You know, the coach told Rice to cross the ball. His teammates thought he's crossing the ball. He thought, "Rah, let me do a madness," and he done it. I think we need that. You need that level of unpredictability, because that's the double-edged sword. What's got us here is kind of been bait now. So we just need to do our thing. DG, have you ever seen our players come out in the press pre-match and wound up the opposition? Why does Rodri and others have to lump in on us? We're always getting enough from the pundits. Charles, you're right, but fuck them, man. Fuck them. Honestly, fuck them. I don't blame them. I might do the same if I was Rodri and Pep. You never know. I think our boys are old enough, ugly enough, experienced enough to not necessarily get rattled by that. A couple of these boys have been here when it was dark times, and people said a lot of harsh things. You know, think Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher when we lost to Brentford. So it should be water for ducks back. Let your feet do the talking. The players are not silly. This is a rivalry. On one hand, we can't be talking to City about rivalry and what they've done under Pep, but it is. I don't know if it's because Arteta was there, you know, or Nicholas Holver against Kyle Walker, but there's a lot of bad blood. Just go out there and do the job. And I want our boys to relish it. If you're one of my defenders, you should be relishing to see yourself against Haaland, one of the best strikers in the world. Same logic for our attackers. Forget them, man. I don't want no praise from them. Just win. Because when you win, you can do the talking. It's set in stone. You can call Sir Alex Ferguson size cheaters, Pep Guardiola money men. Say what you want about Wenger. Say what you want about Jose. Once you've confirmed your thing, it is what it is. Let's look at Floyd Mayweather. People have a lot of things to say about his boxing style and that, but at the end of the day, man was unbeaten. Big up Crawford as well. That's where we need to get to. We'll go have a little party. You lot go do your talking. That's where we are, man. Pundits, they're immoral, bro. They don't even. I'm pretty sure they don't even believe half the things they say. They're just horse to the algorithm, slaves to engagement. My advice: Arsenal fans, just don't bite, and football fans furthermore, man, because they do it with all clubs. Like, don't bite debate, but rather than air it, we'll go on social media and say, "I can't believe they said that." You're giving them what they want, man. Hypothetically speaking, Barca didn't know how Hansi Flick would do after Xavi, but they took a risk and look, can go 50-50. Barcelona, I said it before the season, they're my favourites for the Champions League. Look at the way they move the ball and they play with intensity. Granted, you didn't really see it yesterday. Big up Rashford as well. I hope Rashford, speaking of pundits, I hope Rashford, all the pundits that lump in on Rashford, I hope they were giving him segments and things. I hope he's on the front pages and the back pages of all the newspapers, because when he's not scoring goals, you lot onto him. Give the man credit where due. Moving away from that, though, Zubimendi settling quickly at Arsenal despite tough Sociedad exit. He's admitted it was a big change joining Arsenal this summer. What has he said? It's been good. I've settled in well because everyone has made it really easy for me. I played in the Premier League, but I also played a lot in pre-season, which helped me too. I think it's reflective in my performances on the pitch. Zubimendinho, I feel at ease and I'm really pleased with how things have gone. Coming to Arsenal is obviously a big change. It's natural to feel a bit anxious about what might happen, but everything has gone very smoothly and naturally. People have treated me really well. I think that's showing on the pitch too. This is a huge moment in my career. It's the move I was looking for, the one I wanted to make. Of course, it's a big change, but I'm ready. I've always watched the Premier League. It's a very challenging league with top players and teams. It's always on my mind to play Premier League. And now that I'm here, it's always a test for me to see how I can perform in this league. What has he said here as well? On the Spanish group of players, the Spanish group has been very helpful because of the language barrier. 3 of us Spanish players have joined this year, which makes things easier. But I don't want to just focus on the Spanish players. I'd like to learn English quickly and get to know everyone. I believe that everyone is making a genuine effort to help me naturally and without any fuss. I have to say I'm really happy and it feels like I've been here longer than I actually am. I think Mikel understands my situation perfectly and is managing it in the best way. I could spend ages explaining it in brackets, Zubimendi's role on the team, because Arteta is a very detailed and demanding coach. But all in all, I was playing a very similar style of football before, so I think I'll adapt very well here as well. Facts, my guy. What is this, and why is this playing? I mean, we're not going to read this, but Zubimendi is revolutionizing our midfield. He's changing our life, man. Who's this guy? I think his name's Rodri or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. Isan Khan of the Daily Mail has said, Eze is still in Mikel Arteta's thoughts to play as an attacking midfielder, despite solely operating from the left wing since his return. Let me know your thoughts on that, even though I know them. Martin Zubimendi spoke on looking up to Xavi Alonso as an aspiring footballer. And obviously, we've seen that with Arteta. Now, Rodri apparently said, we're going with the mentality to win there. I don't care what happened last season. I don't care. We have the level to go there and show, again, our best shape. We know they're an unbelievable team. They've reformed the team every single year with incredible signings, and every day they're potentially better and better. It's the beginning of the season, but it'll be a good message if we go there and win in their home. So this is our mentality. Fair play. What else has he said? Have we missed anything? We saw the unbelievable stuff. Fair enough. And you know what? Not that I can offer football Arsenal players any money, but you know what? If you want to make yourself a hero, first 50-50 with Bernardo Silva. Every fair tackle. Don't want to hurt him, but everything. Because Rodri, I can take it. Pardon my French. Bernardo Silva, I think you're a bitch. I think you're a bitch. The way you moan, the way you love moaning after games, I think you're soft. You listen, you've won stuff, you've done stuff, you're a great player. Everyone knows you're one of my favorite players, but I think you're a pussy, if I'm honest with you. You're just doing this. You need to get him out of there. Get him out of there. But anyways, Sol Campbell has spoken. He said, I think this is on Haaland. It's all about making sure you reduce the space and cover the space in behind, between Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, it is what it is. Haaland's goal last season, it came from a corner, right? I can't remember. If you got him running and the ball slipped down the sides, you don't really want that. Yeah, you're in trouble. You want to cut him off, even if you don't cut it off at source, but you cut off the wrong, but you cut the wrong and the pass. That's why, that viral clip with Saliba, when the ball's going to go in behind, he's, giving Haaland a shoulder. That's probably what he's alluded to. That's it. If you have him in front of you, make sure he's not lurking in the back post when there's crosses and things like that. Just cover, be clever, cover the key areas he operates in, and he likes to attack. I think once you do that, once you make sure those balls down the line are not slipped down for him to gallop, it is more controllable. I expect to see a similar game or a similar kind of tactics to how I saw Chris Wood and Gyökeres. I don't expect you lot to be in the game too much. And Haaland's obviously better than Gyökeres, and he's, got a bit more individual brilliance, in my opinion, than making his own goals with his limited skill set. But they're service-reliant strikers. They're probably going to be obsolete. The midfield battle is everything, really. And the moment that switches off, that's where both forwards, more so Haaland, because we're speaking about him, comes into life, people. So I hear that. You want to keep him in front of you, control the zones that he wants to be in. As long as you do the right things and don't try to be too clever with the offside trap, you have a chance. And if he makes the runs, go with the run. As soon as you switch off and that green ocean behind you is vacant, you're in trouble. Sometimes he gets into those positions too easily. That's how he got one of his goals against Man United last weekend. Fair enough. I've got a feeling it's going to be a 2-1 Arsenal win. I think they've got the bit between the teeth. Hopefully, this is to Arsenal. Hopefully they learn from Liverpool and just find that balance between defense and that gamble and attack. You need to trust the defense a bit. You can't have everyone back. You need the risk and reward. Something we've been saying about Arteta, man. We've been saying this. Oh, what's this? Big up you lot tuned in. Keep smashing the like button. Keep your thoughts coming, people. We're going to get back into you lot's comments. We just have to go over this. I think everybody agrees with that. You do need to trust your defense and the risk to reward. You need to find that balance. Maybe you can be a bit more conservative away from home, but finding that balance is key. And I'd say for the players, man, obviously I understand structure and you got to defend and you got to attack. But if you see it, feel it, do it. Just like with Rice against Real Madrid. Again, I'm not expecting 30-yard free kicks. But if the ball's on your left foot and you know in your heart you should pass and you feel in this moment, go for it. I'd rather you make mistakes than have regrets. That's just me. And I think I need that. Mr. Khan of the Daily Mail said, Arsenal are looking to become more unpredictable frontline this season. Music to all our ears. We need that. It's understood that Madueke, Martinelli, Eze will rotate more across positions throughout the season, so opponents face a struggle to prepare. That would be great. What do you lot make of Martin Keown's comments? There's a possibility Eze could play midfield as a midfield player against City. I'd start with Martinelli and play Eze in midfield. Eze is a player I want playing in that game. To be fair, Martinelli is going to do his due diligence defensively. Odegaard, I love you, and I know you got a shoulder injury, but if you don't turn up in any way, shape, or form, I don't think I can defend you, man. Yeah, the pressing and all of that, but I must admit, maybe I'm being a bit reactionary. I do want Eze in the 10. I do want him there. So that probably means Martinelli out wide. Or do you get Trossard in the mix? I think you might even see Marino start through the middle and Gyökeres on the bench, you know. We've gone over this, but Richard Garlick is left, people. Anyone having Dusan Vlahovic on a free transfer next summer, people? Vlahovic, who's, pardon me, bagged for Juventus recently, is expected to leave Juventus when his contract expires next summer, barring any unexpected turnaround. From January, he'll be able to negotiate a pre-contract agreement with another club. Vlahovic was up for sale this summer, but ultimately stayed in Turin. The only destinations he was willing to leave Juventus for were Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern. You might get a move to Barca, to be fair. Lewandowski's not getting any younger. 2 games, 2 clean sheets for Donnarumma. That's got to change, man. That's got to change. Feed him, Arteta. Feed him. He's been starving. I don't care if he's got 3 and 4 games. Every Arsenal fan, you know we're not creating enough time. You can tell me we scored 3 against Forest. You can tell me we found 2 against Bilbao. You can tell me, you know, we found 5 against Leeds. You can tell me all of this. And yes, in moments, we smell blood, we go for it. We're all Arsenal fans. You know we can create more. You know we can. Eze's Eze's layoff for this man in the picture. The best moment I felt this season, slide cap, of course, because I loved when Martinelli scored, when Zubimendi scored a banger. It's lovely, but we need more of that, just simple, them kind of simple chances, people. Pep Guardiola claims Arsenal are given more favourable treatment than City after 300 million summer split. Pep, you're a liar. Mate, you're backed by an oil state and you got 100 million charges. And I even back City because they spend correctly. Yeah, all of that kind of stuff. Stop chatting shit. Because everybody is saying, oh, Arteta spent £1 billion odd quid. Arteta spent £1 billion odd quid. But he's done everything. We're an unprecedented summer. There's been 200, 300 million spent. He must win. Shut your fucking mouth, mate. You bald cunt. Shut up, man. I get it. It's mind games. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. You're lying. You're actually lying. I agree with you, the Liverpool thing, purely because of Jamie Carragher. I think Jamie Carragher's being a bit disingenuous and shameless. He started doing that, oh, yeah, Liverpool spent money and Chelsea spent money, but unlike Arsenal, they've sold players. That's great. We know we're selling that. Have you spent bread or have you spent bread? When United spend bread, there's question marks. When Arsenal spend bread, there's question marks. When Roman Abramovich spending bread, there's question marks. Keep it true or shut up, man. I hear it, Pep. You do what you want to do. Maybe I'm judging you too early and I'm jumping the gun with the headlines. But anyways, they decided to do it, Arsenal. Only I want to say to my friend Arteta, if he wins the title, it will be just because he spent, not because he worked a lot or his players. It's like Liverpool if Slot win again. It will be because he spent a lot, right? Yeah, he's being a sarcastic twat. Because it's not just City that happened, right? Listen, for many, many years, every club can do whatever he wants. I know how they've been treated is different, but what he wants to spend is because they want it. What are you talking about? People are just saying, oh, you bought Eze for 60 odd. You got to get him in the lineup. Why did you spend 50 on Madueke? X amount on Gyökeres? What are you on about, bro? You're capping, bro. Come off my screen. Come off my screen. We're going to war. I can't imagine we're learning anything here, but Arsenal youngster Miles Lewis-Skelly has dropped below Calafiori and Hincapie in the pecking order and could be moved back into midfield, according to report. 49, Lewis Skelly. I want to see him on the pitch, man. I want to see him and Gabriel against Haaland. Bad him up. I mean, Skelly didn't start a game this time last season. And again, we've got a squad. There's a toolbox now. Big him up for what he's done at Arsenal so far. Got a new contract, been called up for England, doing his thing. Firmly a first-team option. Big up Hincapie. Want to see a bit more of him. Don't think he starts, but you never know. According to Arsenal insider Charles Watts, Lewis Skelly could be moved into midfield to provide him with more minutes going forward. Be nice to see that happen against Paul Vell. Be nice, full stop. It'd be nice to look at my football team long-term and have Miles Lewis Skelly as a midfield option, Wanyeri as a midfield option, Max Dowman as a midfield option. Obviously, Rice and Zubimendi are here. I think there's scope for an 8. I know Santi Cazorlas and Cesc Fabregas people, they don't come around too often, but just in terms of the skill set, I think we're missing it. Big up Marino, Kai Havertz, Norgard and Odegaard as well, but there's talking points there. I think the names I said are the players, fans be like, you know what, we're cool with them. Of course, he also faces world-class competition in Arsenal's end room. Yeah, but the one couple times you want to rest Declan Rice, you know, he's a natural left footer in that left 8. I'd actually prefer Lewis Skelly in a deeper role. I do want him to still drive forward in that, but I think he's more likely to be a 6 than an 8, even though I don't really like to waffle about midfield. And I know it's changed a bit because Calafiori's fit now. Obviously, you know, Calafiori's fit. You've brought in Hincapie, so there is competition on that left hand side. You could force it and say maybe if Timber's doing well, White's doing well, Timber goes over to the left, or if we was in the Champions League final, would people start Lewis Skelly at left back or move Timber over there if it came to it? But so there is competition. But if he didn't have the capacity to play in midfield, the willingness and the ability, and didn't take his chance, you would not have got England call-ups and playing against Real Madrid and PSG and doing all these things that he's done. And there's mad competition in midfield. Declan Rice and Zubimendi, a Spanish and an England international. One's 105 million, one was like 50 odd. You're shagged in that regards. It feels like Marino is seen as a midfield option ahead of you, whether that's a left 8 or in that 10 role. That's another one. Norgard's about as well. It'd be nice though, man. Just play the guy, man. Mix and blend. We talk about versatility. Calafiori has been exceptional so far this season. He's scoring against City, by the way. Remember you heard that? Calafiori. I'd love for Lewis Skelly. I'm cool with whoever the hell plays left back. I love Lewis Skelly to bits. He's a man I'd start every week. Calafiori, I'd start you every week. I ain't seen Hincapie kick a ball for Arsenal, but I'd start you every week. I'm so cool at left back. So cool. Can we get me a right back in January? And Calafiori has been exceptional so far this season. And I think he is a certainty to start against City this weekend. So with that in mind, I thought Arteta would use the game in Bilbao to give Calafiori a bit of a breather and to give Miles Lewis Skelly his first start of the season. But he did neither. He started Calafiori, and when he did make a change late on, it was the new boy Piero Hincapie who came on for his debut down the left. It's been an incredible 6 months for the youngster, but now he has to go through some tougher times. Maybe we'll see him a bit more in his natural midfield position. So I think the article's been a bit disingenuous to Charles Watts there. It hasn't insinuated that there's some kind of rumor that he's going to play in midfield. They said we're not champions of Europe. You can't forget our women won in Lisbon. The Champions League phase draw has been made, people. We're going to be facing Lyon, Real Madrid, 2020, Bayern Munich, Benfica, and OH Leuven of Belgium. They've got decent young players, to be fair. So, yeah, I don't want to hear nothing from Pep Guardiola anymore. Bring the games on. I want war. I don't want to be no one's friend. I don't want no friends. If you don't support, I barely care what some Arsenal fans think. If you're not putting up A's, if you're not part of this Corner Boys thing, you say what you want about my football club, man. No one don't care. Let's just shut people up now. Is there anything else? Oh, no one don't care what you have to say. Where's Football Insider? I thought I saw an article from Football Insider. Football. What's this? I only care about Arsenal, if I'm honest. Where'd you get to the Arsenal bit? Can't you click on teams on this? Technical difficulties, isn't it? Can't you click on teams? Hey. Yeah, no one cares what Troy Deeney has to say. Definitely don't care what Rodri said. We've gone over the changes. I actually think Odegaard will be there. Should we go on TBR football? Come on, man. Tell us Rodrigo wants to join us in January. Come on. I know it's not the time for transfers. I know we need to focus on Sunday. Italian director was snubbed by Arsenal this summer. Now he's set to work alongside Edu. Trigonuzi. We were linked with him, to be fair. Apparently, we did hold talks with him, but decided against appointing him as technical director. I'd have been excited. He's done great work with Juventus' academy. Apparently, he'll become the new Real Alve director as he joins Marinakis project for long term. So, yeah, he is linking up with Edu of sorts. Can't lie, Postecoglou is stinking up the place for them lot as well. They went out the League Cup. If he thinks you can do that ultra attack where you're trying to stay in the division, it's not going to end well, is it? Genuinely, it's not going to end well. So, yeah, who knows, man? But, yeah, the biggest news today is Tim Lewis's cut. Big up Dark, man. Everyone hit the like button, including the fraud Marcel. Foxy, what happened last night, man? Big up to everyone who won their first Champions League game. Foxy, what happened? No, is that no party? How is Marino a 10? He can't pass, he can't score, but he can score, bless him. It's Arteta's mind, isn't it? It's Arteta's mind, man. Arsenal fans just do the siege thing and F everyone else. Liverpool do it, blatant lies, but they run with it. We need to stop running. We need to just stop biting the bait. Miss Cess, huge mistake going Barca. He said it's a huge mistake. He won trophies there, played for his boyhood club. Pep actually making a good point, DG. Who the hell cares what man spends on players? Big him up for that. This is the Pep I like. Better this than when he tries to little man us. True. No one is coming at Verts 004, but everyone is going at Yokeres with 3 goals. Listen, let them talk. Let them talk, man. Let them talk. City already spent 200 million in January on top of all that they spent in the summer. 1 billion was literally to keep pace. Arsenal have notoriously been underspending our whole history. We used to be called cheap. Exactly. A lot of it was catch-up money, but at the same time, the last 3 years bordering on 4, I think if you're going to get at us for spending or not winning trophies, these 4 years, including the one we're in now, that's where you get on us. People are going to be disingenuous. We literally had to catch up. It was a mess in 2019. I wouldn't say rattled. It's just, I'm ready for war now, man. Above all, I'm a passion merchant, people. Forgive me. United and other teams have wasted millions. Arteta has built an elite squad. You got to give him credit for his signings. Go give everybody credit. But if we're giving you credit for that, then you have to get over the line, bro. If man really think you're one of the best teams in Europe, one of the best teams in the league, this player is good, that player is great, many ways of playing, manager potential, we're finishing second, which means you're closer. We're not winning in Europe, but we're not getting embarrassed. It is fair to say, yo, FA Cup, champs, Prem, something needs to rise up. Newcastle could have taken home the 3 points if they finished those changes they got in the first half. They did not finish their chances, man. You got to finish your dinners. The Champions League got to kill people. The way Barcelona kept the ball is ridiculous. And it does raise in question. I do think it was a bit like Newcastle. They should have killed the game. I do like the approach from Eddie Howe. So they weren't exactly blood and thunder and clamping and doing stuff that they would normally do when we play at St. James's Park. But it does raise in question. Passion and desire can only take you so far. I think the starting lineup is going to be prudent again. The guy takes only calculated risks in big matches. Zubimendi, man. We could have got Rashford on loan in Jan last season. I hope Rashford gets a permanent move to Barca, man. I think you just need to come out the country, man. Big up yourself, Riley. We ain't scared of City, man. Look at this Spurs fan. Just, yeah, oh, we got their number. You lot should be shook of us. When last you, man, take 3 points off us? Boy, we'll have to see. Which manager you think gets the sack next? It's got to be Graham Potter, surely. It's got to be Graham Potter. Surely Graham Potter. Graham Potter and then Amarin. Amarin, it comes down to peas, though. Like, what? They have to pay him, like, from 7 to 12 million or something like that. If I had to put money down, Graham Potter. Because it just feels like you're 1-2 max negative West Ham results from you're gone. Maybe I'm missing someone else out, but I'd have to say Potter. No chance versus the joint favourites. Naji, 10-man Newcastle almost beat Liverpool. You should have taken a lot of optimism. Liverpool didn't get to the semi-finals last year. Barca did. Les said that. You wanted to sit at the big boy table. Your fans on social media wanted to, talk like they're here. Newcastle, tranquillo, man. Enjoy Wisa. What gone for Whoop, mate, though? What gone for him? What happened? I'm bringing on Just Murphy against Barca. Stuff. Crazy works. Standards on the floor. What are you talking about? Be all right, man. I know you're talking nonsense, so I'm not going to entertain it. But yeah, it's just a winning thing now, man. Let's just get over the line. Let's just get over the line. With that being said, though, man, there ain't nothing else to talk about. So why bore you lot, people? Again, make sure your notification bells are on. Content's always coming out. We will be watching the Merseyside derby. I think I'm live from 12 tomorrow. Then we're watching Man United Chelsea. Sunday is obviously Arsenal City. And there'll be videos and bits and pieces in between, man. So yeah, you lot smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Enjoy your weekend. We probably will squeeze in a cheeky little live either today or tomorrow because I want to see Mikel Arteta's pre-game comments. But yeah, man, happy Friday. Stay safe, stay blessed. Make sure you extend that to your loved ones. Thank you for tuning in with the guy, man. Peace. Arteta, we need bravery. Look how my manager was gambling. He said, left back, go do your thing. Who's this? Shoot that. He always used to be happy when like